If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, consider this when choosing fruits. I am Nwamako Ogechi Patricia, a registered dietitian nutritionist. In today's video, I'll be telling you things to consider when choosing fruits, especially if your aim is to control the rate at which your blood sugar spikes. And towards the end of this video, I'll be sharing some bonus tips with you that can help you control your blood sugar levels. So you might want to watch this video to the end. The first thing I would like you to put into consideration when choosing a fruit is the net carb of that fruit. Net carb simply means the total carb that will be remaining after subtracting fiber. I'll advise that you go for foods with lower net carb, let's say between 10 and 15. If you can even go for one below 10, that's even better. Another thing I would like you to put into consideration is the fiber content of the fruits. This is because it also helps to determine how fast that fruit will increase your blood sugar level. The higher the fiber content, the lower the rate of blood sugar spikes. And the lower the fiber content, the higher the rate of blood sugar spikes. Another thing you might want to put into consideration when choosing a fruit is the glycemic index of that fruit. The higher the glycemic index of a food or fruits, the higher the rate at which that food or fruit will spike your blood sugar level. It's also important for you to know that the form in which you want to consume this fruit matters. Dried, as juice, as a smoothie, or as a jam or sauce, all these things matter. I would like you to know that drying a fruit changes the sugar composition of that fruit compared to the fresh version of that same fruit. When you are drying the fruit, you are removing its water content, while the sugar content is still the same. This simply means that the sugar composition or the glucose composition of a dry fruit per 100 gram will be 4 times or even higher when compared to the sugar content per 100 gram of a fresh fruit. Another form you might want to take your fruit is as a juice. You should know that juicing a fruit and taking it whole are not the same. When taking a whole fruit, you are taking all the nutrients in that fruit, including the fiber content, which makes you feel more fuller, unlike when you are taking just the juice. When you want to consume a whole fruit, you might consume just one. But when you decide to take a juice, to you might be taking just one glass. But in the actual sense, you are taking up to 2, 3, or even more fruits. Let me give you an example. If you decide to take an apple, you might be taking just one apple and you are okay with it. But if you decide you want to take an apple juice, to juice that apple to be able to get a glass of apple juice, you might have to juice up to 2, 3, or even more apples, depending on the quantity of juice you are able to extract per fruit. And you should know that the sugar content of these fruits are not exempted. So what you are removing is the fiber, but the carbohydrate composition, the sugar content is still same. Remember, as you are processing these fruits, you are also freeing the sugars, which also make it easier for it to spike your blood sugar level. This freeing process is increasing the glycemic index. Another form that some of us like to consume our fruits is a smoothie. I've heard people say smoothies are better because when you are consuming a smoothie, you're also taking the fiber. Yes, you're taking the fiber content of the fruit. But know that when you blend your fruits into a smoothie, you break up the fiber content, you free the sugars, and increase the glycemic index, which will make them to easily spike your blood sugar level. Another one is jams and sauces. If you're taking your fruit as a jam or sauce, it's not also same as when you're taking your fruit whole. To prepare a fruit jam or a fruit sauce, you have to break up the fiber of that fruit and then you have to cook it down, which removes the water content and making the sugar content more concentrated. The glycemic index of that jam or sauce will also go up. It will be higher per 100 gram when compared to that fruit fresh or whole per 100 gram. Therefore, talking about forms in which you consume your fruits, it is best to consume your fruit whole and fresh as a fruit, not in any other processed form like juices, jam, smoothie, or even dried fruit. It's always preferable to take it whole. This brings us to the bonus tips I promised you. So to the first tip, to avoid rapid blood sugar spikes, you might want to consume your fruits with proteins and some healthy fats. A very good example will be taking your fruits with, let's say, a high protein yogurt and a sprinkle of your favorite nuts. Another tip is eating your vegetables and your proteins before your fruits. This brings us to eating your fruits as a dessert, especially after a meal rich in fiber, proteins, and healthy fats. This will help reduce the rate at which that fruit will spike your blood sugar level. The third tip I would like you to consider if you want to reduce rapid blood sugar spike is doing simple exercise after meal, like taking a walk, doing some chores. Some persons have said that adding vinegar to their meal or a salad dressing or even taking a tablespoon of vinegar before meal has helped them reduce rapid blood sugar spikes. If you've tried this, let me know in the comment section below. Did it work for you? And if there is any other tip that you know that can help reduce blood sugar spike, leave it in the comment section below. See you in my next one.